Live from South by Southwest, it is The Social Geeks, episode 44. It's creepy. Brought to you by GoToMeeting and GoToMeeting with HD Faces. With your hands, or slap your hands like a clap. Thank you. One more. There you go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Perfect. You guys ready? We're live. Off we go, everybody. Welcome to The Social Geeks. We are live at South by Southwest 2012. Part of the panel is here. We're missing one person, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But starting to my left, Corvida Raven. Hola. She's here. Mr. Robert Murray in person. It was just scary enough in the mornings. And Michael Cummings is here. And Paul Steel on the far side. Excellent. So you guys ready? Yeah. We got a lot of topics to cover today. So background noise is big, so we're using a handheld mic to help out, but we'll do video and audio for everybody to go. I think we should go first with our missing person. Wayne Sutton isn't here, as you guys know. He was going to be here. I think he's presenting at school. He launched yesterday officially from an app that he built, or I should say thought of, last year in the Hilton lobby. Do you want to show him the shirt? GoKit.me. So tell him, Rob, tell him about it. Since
I'll have some involvement. So it's a way to separate your persona and target someone like a particular persona that has, the target information that you want to display to. So like my friend here, Michael, he's a photographer, but he does a whole bunch of other things. So he may have a photography persona, he may have a developer persona, he may have a, and he can target people.
Personas we don't want to know about.
Exactly.
Sweet,
nice.
So do you think that GoKit would be a great option for people who kind of want to have a hybrid persona? Oh yeah, persona at the same time. About who they're sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all have this challenge where we do multiple things, and we may be looking to have business contacts in a particular context. And this is a way to target that context and say, here, for you, I'm a photographer, or for you, I'm a developer, or for you, I'm, and share those personas specifically to specific people. But also, another thing is that, you may have someone that you want to share all your personas with, and they can look at you and say, well, this person is all these things. And that's kind of, you target information, you post
This isn't what they started as, if I remember right. They didn't start as this, going to be like a press, like a PR type. Right. You build a kid about yourself.
Yeah, that's when we were in the lobby last time. That's what we were talking about. Like, sport. What I heard was sports stars, coming in and saying, here's your new identity for your new sports career, and take it and go. And that's kind of where it started.
And I think that's a good example of how things evolve over time, and they take feedback from people. They've developed an idea into this, I think, a better concept. So if you take a year and you brainstorm something, you work on it for that period of time.
We should say, so the site is open for you to sign up. Right. I think today it went actual live in terms of sign-ups. Right. They're going to do a limited beta release. So Hodge Fleming and Wayne Sutton and who else?
Andre Barnes.
Whatever. Big congrats to them. Yep. So they launched. But now that we've covered Wayne, we're not going to talk about it yet. Because he decided to go talk to kids and teach them about all the good stuff and like.
Yeah, it's for the kids.
Right, and he won an award, we should say.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the name of it?
It's top blacks in tech, top entrepreneurs. Top black entrepreneurs.
It's a long award.
Long time. Basically, it's like a piece of plexiglass he has to carry around.
Yeah.
All right, big news. Let's go all out. I want to talk about it because we said before we bought, and now we're done. You said you weren't surprised though.
I'm not surprised. I mean, this is what happens with all these apps. They all get shut down. The biggest concern now is how do you get your data out? Right. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. It's like how do we now get our data that we spent a year and a half or 2 years putting in?
Right. And can you move it to somewhere else? Are they going to move it into Facebook?
Right.
Do you want that data in Facebook? Is it an option, or is it going to go? Are they going to map it, or how, do you click and say, "Now here's my Facebook ID"?
Yeah, link this to my Facebook, and that's how the data goes.
Would you?
I don't think.
Doesn't matter.
don't because
Honestly,
I don't really think I used it that much. And when I did, I was more testing and playing with it because I was looking at Foursquare competitors. But I don't use Facebook check-ins, so I don't care. But once I heard they got bought, I'm like, okay, now there's one less app that I have to think about. I don't use Facebook.
Well, it is, but now, what about pictures and things like that as well, right?
I love photos.
We should say they were based here, correct?
Yeah.
In Austin. So they were launched through South by Southwest 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
3 years ago, and they got butt whooped. Foursquare came in and just kicked their butts, hands down. So they remodeled themselves last year. They changed to a what do you call it? An event.
Well, it was a discovery app. It was less about checking in and more about telling a story.
Okay.
That's what it was. So it was a storytelling app, honestly. Which there was other companies back in the day. I think World was a storytelling app.
Oh, that's World. Someone asked me about that the other day.
See, the funny thing for Koala with my wife was she liked it better than Foursquare because she could check in and find you could find the objects,
right?
And that was what kept drawing her in. But even she eventually just got bored with that as well. But.
Well, then Foursquare stepped it up now this week.
Well, Gowalla was Alamo Fire before they actually became Gowalla, and Alamo Fire was the Facebook app. What was it called? Hack Rat.
Okay.
It was one of the biggest games on Facebook. The whole idea was just gathering these little cards.
Oh, hoarding.
Hoarding, basically, yeah. And so they brought that idea over to the
digital
mobile
hoarding,
and they brought a lot of their users from Hack Rat over to Gowalla because of that feature.
My next question is, how is Scavengers?
Yeah, I mean, we sorted that out because he keeps going into the app all week.
I made a point of downloading it, and I was saying, I'm going to use it. I used it the first day, and they had none of the venues. I didn't find anybody who was actually using it, just walking around. So I was like, forget it. Everybody's using Foursquare.
And they've changed that this year too. New updates now include checking into a place plus the event. You guys notice that?
So that's something they actually rolled out a few months ago.
For Foursquare?
Yeah, for Foursquare.
Yeah,
it's something I've noticed
at
during
first. Being able to check into not just a movie theater, but the actual movie.
I know what you're saying.
That was my first experience with it. Then they had a couple of things like test runs at previous South by Southwest where you could check into specific rooms that you were going to be in the convention center.
Okay.
But I've seen it in like for concerts and stuff like that. It showed up in venues.
Well,
they're expecting a lot of.
They've now been voted the best party of South by Southwest last night.
That party was
sick.
It was good.
That was last night for everybody.
They probably had the best DJ I've heard in South by this year.
Really?
Like their party was.
That DJ at
Mozilla's
was
party
was real.
It was amazing, and he did video. Well, we got a video of it. Maybe we'll link to it. But yeah, it's pretty impressive what he did.
Well, this guy was rocking.
It's probably the same guy.
So let's follow the location path. Let's talk about Ban.jo.
Creepy. So I have a story to tell.
Now, be kind. I'm actually meeting them at 3, so.
Well, hopefully this won't go out.
This won't go out. This won't go out by then.
But yesterday, getting off the plane, situated, got my badge, and checked in at the convention center, then headed over to the Go Kid party, where everybody was, and ran into Chris, and Chris shows me a picture or a notification that Ban.jo gave him that I was nearby, and that was the creepiest thing in the world.
But you shared your info.
But it's
no, I didn't share it on Ban.jo.
No, Ban.jo pulls your
Ban.jo's pulled it from Foursquare.
Right.
You know that.
And because you were friends with Chris.
That's messed up. That's messed up. So I should not have to opt out of that. That should be something I should be opting into.
You made it public on Foursquare.
It doesn't matter. That's still my data from another service.
No, it's not. It's API.
He is your friend on Foursquare. So that's
you saw.
So they're pulling in.
Yes.
That is a rude and disrespectful workaround. And I'm gonna put it out there. That's a workaround. You need to ask your friends if they want that information over in Ban.jo also.
Well,
I'm on Foursquare because I trust Foursquare. I don't know anything about Ban.jo.
What's the difference? He can read your location on Foursquare. Why is the addition of Ban.jo giving
Because it's
him?
not a service that I want my data on. And that's that's the end of it. Privacy and respect that. I don't give a fuck about your app. Respect my data. I have that data going into Foursquare because that's where I want it to be. And
I'm looking at the time marker for the beat.
If I wanted it in Ban.jo, I would sign up for Ban.jo and put that information there. He shouldn't have to go through his.
Actually, here's what's funny.
You didn't sign up. You had a
no, I'm not signed up. That's why I'm pissed about it. I'm not even a part of this service, so that means that there are people.
It is an alternate view of Foursquare using another app that gives you a different service using the APIs.
But this is the same thing we talked about on the last episode when it came to uploading your contact list. In this case, it's your list from Foursquare. You log
But they're
in.
not uploading. They're only pulling your API through OAuth. They're saying authenticate. We're going to use the public
But
API.
they don't notify you that they are taking all of your Foursquare content.
They don't take it. They're reading it through the API calls. They're not taking your data across. They don't need to. Foursquare publishes the APIs, uses your OAuth to say, okay, now give me their friend list to read it, where they are, and we're going to map it for you in another UI that Foursquare doesn't do. They're hoping, in my eyes, they hook to how many services? 4? They hook to Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Foursquare.
Only if, what we discovered when we did the first app review is only if you're sharing your location on Twitter. Because if you're not, then
so they're using the APIs. They're not running their own location service. They're using the APIs of the ones you log into already, and it'll tell me if you run Ban.jo as well. In the corner, it'll say, oh, Ban.jo user, which is no big deal.
Right.
But because I authenticated Foursquare, it's saying, hey, go check Chris's friends and give them a map view and see if they're anywhere nearby, and it has a radius, which is high. I can say half mile, but here you need a half mile. Mile, 2 miles, and say, is your friend close? So when you got checked in within a couple blocks, it said, ooh, Corvida's here.
Creepy.
yeah. So it's Facebook, Twitter,
Still creepy.
Foursquare, Koala, Facebook again,
Right.
and
I need to
Google.
talk to Foursquare about this. These
I
third-party apps need permission.
actually like the service.
Well, you can block it.
I think this week it's a little too intense because it sounds like everybody's in a really dense population, but I can see myself really enjoying the use of it if I'm in New York or San Fran.
5 mile window in a bigger city is cool. You're like, oh, you're 5 minutes away. That's perfect. So it's not, and it doesn't access your data about you. It's only using my authentication to be your friend. If you had private check-ins, Ban.jo couldn't see you. Only until I authenticated could they see you. Because tell them about that. People you see that aren't your friends or Ban.jo users. Because why?
Because they have on Twitter, they turned on their
Twitter
location.
Foursquare.
No,
both.
ones are both.
Both. Sorry.
So they have public, I'm showing the world where I'm tweeting, where I'm checking in. So when we first loaded it at my house and I turned it on and all these people popped up and I had no idea what they are. And I'm like, wait a minute, can they see me? It didn't click right away how this data was going on. I'm like, oh great, I just showed everybody where I live.
And the difference was you weren't tweeting or checking in his location, so they weren't seeing it.
But yeah, I'm seeing public people that are tweeting and adding their location to each
See,
service.
that's a privacy issue.
And they're gonna have a hard time explaining it to people too, because look at the conversation we just had to have to explain it to each other. Like, we're smart tech people.
That's why I'm meeting down today.
I just don't want it to move. Like, it just seems like one of those apps that's moving in this direction with location-based services where privacy just isn't respected. Like, data is still private.
You're asking, are they storing data? It's a layer service.
Not even just storing it, but just the way they're getting it. They're working around and using the API to get data that I didn't give them permission to have.
Okay, so I think for me, I really like Ban.jo's, because it's kind of context aware. Like it's sending me information about my friends in particular.
He's probably looking at Ban.jo now.
But the one that I'm kind of weary about is Highlight because it's sending me.
We're changing over. All right, so everybody knows that's cut for that. Okay, so now we're gonna move over to Highlight. This one's creepy.
It's sending me information about people who have mutual friends and. Like people I may not know, they may have mutual interests just because. So they did read all your Facebook.
Well, let's cover Highlight. You list your interests from Facebook.
So you just everything. It's tied into Facebook. You list when you log in. It takes all your information, which is fairly easy.
It follows your privacy settings. We know that because I'm gonna give you the story last night, and then we'll go on about it so everyone understands what it did. We're standing at the event from Razorfish. This guy gets a message, and he sees that they have 5 things in common. He goes, great, let me look. 5 things in common. He says, oh, we like this band, we like this book, we like this thing. Oh, she's a CEO at this company. Oh, there's her picture. Pulls her profile picture. She had shared some of her photo albums, apparently not knowing her settings. And he swiped right to the next picture set, and it's a CEO of a major company there in her bikini top on a beach. Like, you know, and he's like, whoa, and he swiped again, and it's like family vacation photos. And because her privacy in Facebook had the app allow access to the photos. If you allow app access. And those default settings when you get to Facebook will say, I want your email address, I want access to your timeline, and I want access to X data. And a lot of people, it's all together, it's either all or nothing.
With Facebook, you can't pick and choose.
Some you can. Some you can. Some apps, maybe not this app per se. Some, I haven't looked. I'm not going to say what Highlight does with that. Some apps will let you pick and choose. You can deny access to particular areas of your service. So I can say you can see my email address so I can authenticate, and you can see my picture. But you're not going to be in my timeline, and you're not going to post to my friends or see my friends.
This one is probably all access. I've never seen an app access so much information. As an app developer, I usually have a minimal. But even if you can access the person's profile, there's a whole bunch of information in there. When you get that call back, it's all the movies you like and all that information.
Well, flip it too, so they know. People know as a consumer, right? You got to look at their eyes when they click the button. They don't know, right? They're giving the access, so it's a voluntary procedure. But you're giving the access, and it runs all the time. Yeah, I've heard it's killing some batteries.
Creepy.
I think we're summarizing this episode.
I foresee a creepy app section to our future.
I think that's the time.
That's how I feel about a lot of. That's how I feel about a lot of the location-based services.
Ambient location services. That's the term. Ambient location.
Ambient.
Whatever. There's nothing ambient about violating my privacy. Something ambient about that.
To answer your question, I did not load Highlight because the more we talked before we started recording, I was like, I don't know about it. I'm not loading it.
I heard it's killing batteries too.
Well, yeah, my battery has been running down. It's actually not as bad as people say it is. I've had mine running for a couple days now, and it's really not that bad.
Mine isn't either. But I will say something interesting happened to me because of Highlight yesterday. So I meet some mutual friends way out on the east side at a eatery, and they introduced me to someone that is a local, lives here in town, and she looks at me and she goes, you came up in my Highlight.
And you can highlight somebody too.
Yeah, and she's like, and we connected, and she's like, I'll just send you a message on Highlight. And that was a bit creepy.
The surprise of it, to know that somebody knows where you are and you didn't even give permission for that person.
You don't know.
I mean, I gave permission to you, but I gave permission to you in Foursquare, not in a completely different app. That I have no idea what other data they're pulling.
So we're back
through
we're back to not sharing anything to outside app services or public.
I don't think that should be allowed.
Well, you can always go to Facebook.
But the average consumer doesn't know how to go in and do something like that. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to educate the average consumer.
Right, and the geeks that are wondering what apps and what they should be doing, as well. This is one of our biggest episodes.
People that are so, people that get caught up in this whole, excitement of the app and they download it, they really don't think about what it's doing in the back end. And like, this is great, blah, 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 and then they forget about it, and that's still running. And who knows?
You forget about the data that you just left out there.
Everybody I've seen that has got hundreds of apps loaded on their phones, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's right. How long has this been running? Who knows what people have been looking at, pulling, scraping, whatever.
We've got reloaded it. It's going in the background. It's sharing data. It's doing all that stuff. And all day long. And I will say this: Ban.jo has a snooze feature too. That's how obtrusive. Like if you go to bed at night, because it alerts you all the time. If you go to bed, it has an 8-hour snooze feature that then it just turns off alerts for you. It says so it won't tell you people are close. And no buzzing, no notifications.
That's how you know you're talking to me.
I would say.
You got a snooze button on your app. You're sending too many notifications, and I got a snooze button on your app. I'm just saying.
I will say that the first day of South by, between Ban.jo and Highlight and everything else in Foursquare, my phone was buzzing every 20 seconds.
Yep.
And on average, it was just like
non-stop.
I'm glad I'm just on Foursquare.
Well, we're scraping your data, so we should say this.
We still know where you are.
Creepy. Yeah, we know where you are. You're right here, right now. And you know what? It says Corvida is close. All right, we should thank two things. We got two in the middle. One, we got to thank Residents Inn. We want to thank them for letting us use a lovely fireplace type area, which the fireplace is not on, of course, because it's hot. It's hot, and Corvida came to Pico today. We want to thank the Residents Inn for clearing us to use their lobby to do this. And then secondly, we got to thank GoToMeeting because they're sponsoring all our stuff right now. So GoToMeeting, if you guys know what it is, I'm not going to GoToMeeting, I apologize. I'm not going to give you a full minute right now. You guys know, go online, register with the code for podcast, and go ahead and experience 30 days free trial. So share your stuff, share your desktop, everything. We thank them for being a sponsor, and I think you know what it is. If not, go see the last episode. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, come on, I'm tired. So let's talk sleep. We haven't slept in 3 days, but it's okay.
Well, I thought you said you slept well last night.
I did sleep well. I didn't say how long. I said I slept well.
So 15 minutes.
But I slept well. I was out. I was out. I don't remember those 15 minutes at all. No tossing, no turning, just out. No. So let's talk. Is there a hot app this year that launched? This year did launch. GroupMe did not launch this year. We can't include it.
We had them last year.
Right. So is there anything this year that launched that you consider hot? Is Highlight hot? Ban.jo hot? Any of them that you think will take over?
Well, I can't say that. We were just talking about that draw.
Hot ass mess. That's what it is. At least those apps. Go ahead.
No, I don't know when that was draw.
Draw something.
No, draw something.
Did that launch? When did that go?
And while they're looking it up, Pinterest, this is not a big thing to talk about. 10 days ago. But we should say Pinterest announced while we're here that they're doing Android finally for, not Pinterest, Instagram.
Instagram.
Oh, awesome.
Sorry, said they're doing Android.
And they did show a demo.
They did show
a demo somewhere.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they did make the comment that in a lot of respects it's better than the iPhone app.
iPhone app, yeah, I saw the tweets about that.
Yeah. There was an article on it. It wasn't very detailed, but it was pretty much similar to probably what you wrote in the tweets, but it was all condensed in that one article.
Well, then let's talk about Zaps. How long has it been out now?
10 days.
10 days.
How many downloads in 10 days?
20 million.
No.
20 million.
Is that an article or the actual iTunes shows?
No, I'm sorry. In 10 days, it's been downloaded more than 1.2 times, but so far it's been downloaded over 20 million.
Now, only iOS?
Only iOS, and it's generating 6 figures per day.
Generating 6 figures? So what is it, in-app purchases?
In-app purchases.
It's 99 cents for the app, and then there's additional in-app purchases.
There's like 4 or 5 in-app purchases.
It's like coins. You use
Coins.
coins.
You purchase coins.
And then there's a free version of the app too if you don't want to pay the 99 cents. But I told you, in-app purchases.
We
they get people all the time, especially if you're really getting into the game.
We'll reference the show. So on our app review show we're doing, we did Borgler. So it looks like it's like a burglar thing that's called Borgler. And they do in-app coin, so it's augmented reality on your phone. So when you're walking, coins and prizes pop up everywhere around Austin right now. And if you click on it, you get the idea that they'll have.
You open the box, and within the box there could be
Starbucks
product, Starbucks gift card, or there could be things that help your app. So if you want something that's too far away, because you have to be within 50 meters.
And we could race for it, right?
Yeah, you have to be within 50 meters. You can buy maybe a teleporter that you can teleport yourself closer to that box to get it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
The app is free, but they want you to buy the power.
Yeah.
Is there a jetpack in here?
There might be.
There might be. Who knows?
And the cool part we'll say about them, we'll go back to this one, is while we were there showing them bugs, because it's new, they had only been out like a week or
Yeah,
something.
and I have to give respect to that.
What'd they do?
So we are at the booth, and of course we're loading up, and we found some bugs right off the bat. They literally turned around, went to his laptop, and started coding the fix right there. And we're sitting. I have to give respect for that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big on-device gamer, and it's cool, but it's a little funny to me.
You have to walk like this all
the
the time.
fact that they were coding that fix right there, I have to give some respect to that. That was awesome.
That was good. That was a screen read. So this app, have you guys played it? You saw people playing it on the buses.
Well, that's what I'm saying. From the bus.
Robert's been playing it the whole damn episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just playing this.
So when we were at Screenburn, taking the bus back from Screenburn,
Right.
Everybody on that bus was playing
Yeah,
that game.
these are all people that are actually.
And they were just crossed
that
out.
in my friend list on.
Damn. Oh, so you're seeing friends playing the game?
Yeah.
So I have to
ridiculous.
check
Just
in
a lot of our
on
friends playing.
Facebook to play this.
Yes.
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 It only uses a lot.
And you know what they're going to do? They're going to read your
Delete.
information.
You're going to read your information.
Yeah.
I'm going to delete you now. Go ahead and delete that.
Corvida wants to duplicate our data over every service.
You should have just
no.
a fake Facebook site that has no information. So you
That's
can
what I
use it.
need. You know, I just disagree.
But then we have to be
with,
friends with both, and then they get our friend list, and they still know who we were.
No, I just disagree with apps that continuously try to come into my Facebook Facebook to get all this information. Like, and I don't like that being the only way to interact with your app. I don't want to use my Facebook. I don't
You
want
just want to have you want to have a one login.
Many sites prefer that, and you have a little link that says "or create an account."
Create an account. I would
A lot
rather
of sites do
create
that.
an
It's
account.
like a tiny little link that says "or."
And you know, I thought about this last week. Is that the future of like Twitter and Facebook? Are they just going to be
connect
the
buttons?
base to connect? I have a service, but really all I'm doing is connecting these other apps.
Facebook wants to be your identity service.
Yeah, they do.
We went beyond.
And that's why I refuse.
We went
Well,
beyond.
it's between Facebook and Twitter. Twitter has just as many.
No,
They're doing the same.
no,
But see, the difference for me in terms of logging into those identities in Facebook, you can keep track of that. You know, you're aware of what you're putting out there a whole lot more. Twitter, you're not going to go through all those tweets again. You're not going to go through replies. There's no way to control
You
that.
can go through the
either on
apps.
Twitter.
I did a video. You can actually go see what apps you've allowed access to.
Yeah, you can see what apps you can allow access to, but that's it.
Okay.
There's no control over what they have.
It's on and
I'm
off.
drawing, man. I'm drawing.
Robert's gone. But
We'll have to augment the numbers that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, add one.
Add 99
Plus one.
cents.
Plus one. Oh, plus one minus one. She deleted it already.
yeah.
That's true.
She deleted it already.
Sorry, I just can't.
It's a
Facebook
wash.
will not be my web identity. I will create that for every specific service that I want to sign up for, because I'm using these services for very different reasons, and I don't want you to have access to everything that I'm putting on Facebook, and that's essentially what I'm giving you by logging in. I don't care what.
You can take her anywhere.
I mean,
I completely
That's
agree
what
with
I'm
you.
left with
I
at the end of the
completely
day,
agree with you.
so
I
I'd
do the
rather
same
not.
thing. I will do the direct login versus connecting it to Facebook or Twitter. Just because I don't in the end, when
I
I
like
first
the
go
ISO.
in, I don't really know what's going on, and I
exactly.
don't really
You
want
want
to
to get a feel for this
I'll do it
purpose.
later if I decide I like it and it's worth my time, but yeah, I do agree with that. I've shied away with apps that say either use Facebook or Twitter, and we will give you no other option.
Right. What I do is I usually create the local account and then later I hook the service. But I create the local account first in there. So
But there are some services that won't allow you to create
and I'm
a
very
local
selective
account.
about those.
I was just saying the weight loss app I just downloaded, I logged into it on its own,
Yeah.
and then went through it and decided I liked it, and then there was the Facebook connection to say, you know, the challenge with a friend, like, you know, if you're both going to try and lose weight together, like, you know, let's, you know, bring it up there. Same with the Nike Plus.
Yeah, and that's cool.
See,
You
I'd
pick
rather
that.
have the option. Give me the option. Don't just
Yeah.
tell me if you want to use this, we need all your Facebook info.
Yeah.
No, that's creepy to me.
Yeah. All right, what else do we have this week? What else? Because we're coming up on 45 minutes. We're doing good. What else do we have? We said there's no big really launch for us. That's a hot app with a lot of people, and he didn't know about it or haven't loaded until now.
So I guess I'd say maybe the coolest thing that I've seen at South by so far is the PS Vista. They were showing their augmented reality app game where pretty much you're just shooting, but there's all these little things flying around and you're supposed to shoot them and you're pretty much turning around.
A lot of augmented stuff, but that means you got to hold your phone in front of your face.
Right.
So assume we're all gonna have a little hook.
I was about to say,
Right.
why don't we have like a little helmet yet?
Did you see
we
the
should
girl?
just-
That's,
There was
we
a
should work
girl.
on that.
the girl that's live. She has the Pro Go on a helmet with a boom mic and a suit and a battery pack and the silver jacket, and she's goggles, and she's filming everything that she does, every set, everywhere she goes.
Wow.
That's a lot of data.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. And you know what that also is? Creepy.
Very creepy. I wonder when she's logging
The time when she
in.
goes back to the room is very uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder how that works. I haven't seen a button that says pause.
Yeah.
I didn't see the pause. No, is there anything else hot that you guys wanted to cover and talk about that was down here that you've seen or up and comings, conversations, things like that?
We have all 50 of those apps that we've screened, or what was it?
The app reviews, we're doing all the shows.
Yeah.
We're doing a ton of app reviews, and it seems that there's one thing I will say is that once again this year compared to the same as last year, everywhere you go they hand you cards saying load our app.
Right.
Load our app.
There's a
Load our
guy
app.
out there screaming, you can download it right now, right here, on the spot.
Right.
I can download anything right now.
Calm down.
So Crowd Tap is they were pushing it heavy last night to download their app to win prizes. But it's everyone's download our app, and everyone we met, we would say, oh, we're doing this, we're doing a show, and they'd go, I wrote an app, and we'd get cards. It was unbelievable the amount of people that have written apps that are down here. But how will they all survive?
But yeah, are you just writing the app to write an app? What is your like?
Yeah,
Some
that's
of
it,
like
you just wanna build your
why?
workflow,
Why
yeah.
are it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like, you just want some
What
sort
is
of
your
weird
purpose at South by if you
Yeah,
don't
why
have
are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
But did you write an app?
No.
Okay.
I do have one complaint about the amount of location. I'm sorry, ambient.
Creepy. She's very. bitter.
The fight starts in 10
Please,
minutes.
I'm annoyed with how many of them come out at South by Southwest. Like next year, I'd like to see a completely different category of apps come out. I'm so sick. I'm stuck on Foursquare. That's it. Get past it. Get over it. That's my location-based service. That's pretty much what I've seen most of my friends still checking into.
Draw something has just proved that somebody can get more user base than Foursquare.
Absolutely.
Really
Which
easily
is
in 10 days.
a separate app from these
It's a completely different category.
You use your Facebook login.
Well, I'm against that, obviously. But I just want to see a different category of apps, you know. Location-based services, they always launch here. And I'm just kind of tired. I'm like, okay, that's been done. That's been done for like 2 or 3 years now. Somebody
Nobody's
come out
gotten
with
it
something
right.
else, please.
Nobody's gotten it right, and I think that's why they keep trying. Everybody
Well, it's
wants-
hard to get it right. You know, location is a hard, that's a very complicated word in and of itself. Location could mean anything. Like, Chris is my friend, and yeah, I want to know what's going on with him, but he's not necessarily in my neighborhood. There are things in my neighborhood that I want to know also that have nothing to do with people. Sometimes I just want to know about events that are going on.
Yeah, because you just blinded me with your phone. Whatever that was that just went off just blinded me.
Yeah, I have mine set up to light up whenever I
Between
get
that and your silver shoe, I totally went blind on that. No one can see the silver shoe. We're cutting off, but still, yeah, you're killing me. We should mention one thing. Caleb, he's not here. We totally left off Caleb. So Mr. Elston last year launched YoBongo. It was I'll reword it and he'll say different, but a bubble live chat service based around proximity. It would create a virtual chat room, and then you could have private side chats. He announced 3 days before South by Southwest sold the company. Oh, you didn't know this? Caleb sold YoBongo already. Done. Sold it to Mixed Books. He is moving down to Palo Alto. All this is public. He's put it out there, and they've sold it to Mixed Books. No amount
Talk about why, but I mean, we've talked about earlier. Why Mixed Books?
Well, we don't want to question. What, Caleb? We're not questioning you. Caleb, we love you. But no, Mixed Books does almost like a scrapbooking collection, storify. You know, give us your photos, your data. We make kind of. I don't know where YoBongo fits. It may be them. It may be the technology. It may be the personnel. You know, like we review it. We're talking about like any other site. We maybe bought it for the talent, right? What will they do with the service? Will the service keep going? Is YoBongo, are they going to be around? Is it going to shut down? Or who knows? But he did sell it, and that's a 1-year launch. So he launched it and sold it between, he launched it South by and sold it by the next South by.
Nice.
Right, and we would like him to buy us a car because we don't know how much, but we know it's enough.
Maybe it goes back to why everybody's writing an app because that's what they want. They figure if they write an app, somebody's going to come and buy it.
Okay, so go back to the original where we started, right? Go back to the original app that we talked about, Ban.jo. They would love to be bought by like the Foursquare to get that layer of talent of the new, buy our technology that shows this mapping and everything else. They love that.
Yeah.
He would love to be bought. Michael, he would love to be bought.
I can be bought for a very, very low rate.
For the past 2 days, he's been bought. He's been bought for 2 days. He's been doing work. That's why he wasn't here. Couldn't come sooner. All right, so tell everybody what's coming up. You have a panel.
Panel today at 5. Race, win the holding, win the folding.
Okay, but it's a panel.
Yeah, it's a panel. Adrian Richards, Anjuan Simmons, Scott Hanselman. So of course, what are you doing?
We're going to get Adrian on the show. She already confirmed last night. So we'll get her on the show. We'll get a whole bunch of them. What about you?
Everything. All this week I'm off from work, so I'll be hanging out and waiting for you guys to love you.
We said this in the last episode. I've been slowly moving into Robert's house. Every time he leaves, he comes back, there's more boxes.
Yes, and every time you leave, I come back and I take
Right, he doesn't want us down here. Actually, I heard someone say that I was on the bus that said they liked the rain for 3 days, that they live here, because then people don't want to come here.
Right.
Right. That's what he said.
We didn't want to give you guys a reason to, come back, but we didn't want you to stay, have a reason to stay. So we let the sun go to next.
And what are they saying for numbers? We'll keep going around. Numbers, they're saying upwards of, for interactive. Upwards of 20. Oh, it's 19.
It's bigger than last year, and there were over 20 last year. So
see, we keep hearing different numbers. Either way, we're in the 20s. It's ridiculous. It's packed. So, Michael, anything else coming up? Any more phone stuff we need to see?
I'm shooting the interactive awards for South by.
Really? Yeah. That's huge. That's a huge deal if you're shooting for them.
I've shot for South by for several years.
Yeah, but I mean, that's big. You're like, nothing. I'm just shooting the whole awards. It's no big deal. It's all secondary. right? You can watch it on Ban.jo. Go ahead. You relaunched your blog.
Yeah, relaunched the blog. So even last year, I was talking about the Life Mobile and kind of I learned a hard lesson. Actually, wrote a post on it before it. I had too many social identities, so a couple months ago I was like, forget this. Narrowed everything down to one social identity, and that's what I'm going to focus on. So I relaunched the blog, focused on mobile phones, mobile apps, anything mobile. I'm even doing like a mobile fitness side just as a little motivation to lose some weight. So, just going to write about that. There's so many apps to write about, or talk about this week that we'll be doing after next month.
It's nuts. So it's easy enough. So everyone knows at ID Notes, at Corvida, at Robert Murray, at Michael Cummings, and Life on Mobile.
Life on Mobile, because Living Life Mobile doesn't fit because it cuts off the E and it annoyed the hell out of me.
Twitter stops at 15 hard characters, that's 16
I still have Living Life Mobile without the E, but everything is Life on Mobile.
Life on Mobile for him. Another Social Geeks, Wayne, congrats on the awards again. Hope you love it. Sarah, we missed Sarah being down here this year. Last year she joined us live for the event. And then Caleb decided to sell a company and not to come to South by. And Liz.
Some people are so unfocused.
Yes, they don't understand their priorities. And they could have taken 3 days off to come down and celebrate with us at South by Southwest.
Right.
And suffer in crowds and parties that are unbelievable. Have you guys been
These parties have been crazier than last year.
Yes, and more packed, and more mobile. I'll say this, more mobile parties, like buses with DJs and karaoke.
Did you see that party bus going through? Some lady had to lift up the shirt and everything. I was like, oh my god, kids everywhere.
When we were walking back,
I was saying it's wild. That wasn't obscene. Something I've seen. Wild last night. I was like, man, you must have got it.
Just so y'all know, if you see this part of the episode, I'm sure, because I think after that point she said everywhere, she goes, he said creepy, we might just have to cut the episode right there. So we're inside the hour. This will be live. We'll actually have, I think we're going to rip an audio stream of this. So if you're seeing this, hearing this in audio, there is a video stream available online for this. You can go watch us and see what goofiness we look like after 3 days of South by. And everybody else we will talk to in a couple weeks. We're done.